Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. This is a men's channel with men content, and if that is something that you enjoy, then do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe. This video is for educational purposes only. Now let's get into it. The modern day black woman has more STDs than the black man, according to the CDC. They did a survey between those who were heterosexual. It shows that 43% of black women, as opposed to 37% of black men, have tested for STD and was positive for it. Now keep in mind, black adults and black adolescents only make up 16% of the country, but they make up 66% of the STD rate. Now, a lot of these black women are choosing to date purposely, even though they have knowledge of having an STD. A lot of times because they are bitter, because they may have gotten something like herpes or HIV or something that they can't get rid of if it was treated. They have to take medications that would suppress it to keep it from passing to another person. And because of that, they are purposely sleeping with men. Now, I know a lot of you gentlemen have seen news reports of women purposely giving men AIDS, HIV, herpes, syphilis, and other things like that. Now, according to the CDC, the gonorrhea rates are 30 times higher in African Americans and the black folks community. And also it says that African American women are at high risk of genital herpes. Why? What are we going through? Why do the black woman at this time have more STDs than any other ethnic group when it comes to women? One thing is, blame this YOLO philosophy. All of this, you only live once. Only thing that means is do what you want to do if it feels good, and to hell with the consequences. And you also have to consider the sources of entertainment, the hip hop, the music, the stuff you see on TV, the reality shows where you see women dressed so sexually with their breasts are hanging out. Everything is skin tight. And look at the content of these movies and these videos. Everything is so sexually charged. These young-minded women don't have good mothers now. They don't. A lot of these younger women, mothers, were side chicks themselves. They already were side chicks, and they're teaching their side chicks ways to their daughters. And they are sleeping with men, following their mother's example, following hip-hop rappers' examples. You have Cardi B, you have Megan Thee Stallion, just to name a couple. And if you listen to their lyrics, it's all sexually charged. It's demeaning, it's disrespectful, and it promotes a lifestyle of being whorish. And right now in the black community, the more whorish a woman can be, the more popular she is, and the more accepted she is. Unfortunately, we live in a culture now where being a stripper is seen as a badge of honor. How many songs for males and how many songs for women do we make popular about stripping? And you and I both know that when a woman goes into a strip club, the only thing she's doing is not just stripping. A lot of them women are having sexual encounters for money in the strip club. And you know that. And you look at the way that women are dressing now. So why would you get mad at content like this? Because I want to see our black daughters and our black women dress modestly. Why would anyone get mad at a video like this because I point out the flaws of black women? These flaws are catastrophic in the black community, and these flaws is why men are not considering women to be marriageable, because they are dressing and carrying themselves in a whorish manner. Think about what I said. A lot of women, according to the CDC, says that black women has the highest rate of STDs. That's chlamydia, that's the drip, also known as gonorrhea, that's syphilis, people still get syphilis, that's HIV, that's AIDS. And brothers, a lot of you are still having unprotected sex with these women. You have to stop, man. You got to be more, I know lust is a powerful thing, man. Trust me, I'm a man just like you. I have the same passions that you have. But these women right now, they're so uncouth, so disrespectful. They disrespect you, and they disrespect their own temples, which is their own bodies. And they have no problem having sex raw, meaning they have unprotected sex. And women have always said that men are dogs, that men are the reason why they have STDs. Where do you think men get the STDs from? From a woman. Majority of the time, I was speaking to a doctor. He'd been practicing for a long time, for many years. And he told me about a case of a woman that came into his clinic and she had 3 STDs in her. I've heard other stories where women had more STDs, more than 3 in her. I don't even know how that's possible. But yes, a lot of women are walking around right now with herpes. They're walking around right now with syphilis, and they know it. And a lot of these women are bitter because they have caught them, and they still want to try to get a man of value. Once a woman receives a STD that she can't get rid of, there's no man on the planet that would look at her as if that's someone that I want to marry. They would rather choose someone who don't have STDs or choose someone who are childless. Because now it's a double whammy. A lot of modern day black women have children from other men from previous relationships, or they have STDs from other men that they slept with. This is an issue that must be addressed, women. And we have to point out that you have no more chastity. You're not virtuous. You have no issues going to Walmart, going to a retail store, going to the gas station in your hair bunnies or half naked, and then you blame men for looking at you. Then why are you dressed like that if you don't want attention? You want sexual attention. See, gentlemen, these women today are weak-minded because they have not been taught from a previous generation of how to be strong-minded women. Black men should not have to accept this type of behavior. So I point these type of behaviors out because men matter. Black men matter. We matter, okay? We should have every right to want what we want. We deserve everything that meets our standards. There's nothing wrong for saying this woman is dressed out of character. She's dressed horribly. There's nothing wrong with saying that. You call a duck when you see a duck, okay? It's just what that is. And I'm trying to tell the men and the women, put some clothes on your daughters. And I just want to make sure that the black men don't think with their little head so much to the point that they get in this category when they catch some type of STD that they can't get rid of. Yes, women, your value do drop when you have an STD. If you have a high body count, it does drop. It's drop if you have children from other relationships. Most men of substance, men who have means to make things happen, do not want women like that. Okay? And you are already disqualified if you have something like the herpes, which you can't get rid of, something like HIV that you can't get rid of. Stuff like this, men don't want to, even if you have these new age pills out there saying that you can keep it undetectable. What man wants to take that risk? What man wants to still sleep with a woman who has that? So I want you women to be mindful about your sexual behavior, because your sexual behavior is ruining our communities. Your sexual behavior in front of the camera, the OnlyFools account, I call OnlyFools, but it's OnlyFans. You pimping yourself out for $1, for $1. You're no different than these prostitutes that walk up on the street that have a pimp that's pimping them out for whatever amount of money. You look at your sexuality not as something pure or special anymore, ladies. You look at it as a means to get what you want. That's not what you was created for. Sex was never created to be a bargaining chip, although it is the oldest illegal profession on the planet, prostitution. But using your body to get X, Y, and Z instead of using your mind is a downfall for you. And men of substance don't have to deal with that. Man, if a woman is too loose, leave her alone, unless you're just trying to have some physical fun with her. But even still, I'm promoting the use of safe sex, because the CDC says that our women in our race of color has the most STDs, have tested for the most STDs out of all other races. That is ridiculous. Women don't have values anymore. They don't have any principles anymore. They don't look at themselves as a thing of honor anymore. This is why men are flying across the water to find women who actually respect themselves enough to know not to let a group of men run a train on them. Not to let a group of men have foursomes and fivesomes, unless that's what you're into, and unless that's what your man that you are with into. Hey, that's cool. But I'm talking about the random woman who's out here sleeping around just for the hell of it, just because he got cool swag, just because he got a nice car with rims, just because he got a gangster type of behavior or a gangster type of demeanor, just because he says, "What up, shawty?" Because he talks like he's ignorant, okay? Because Men like myself who are high value, who make good money and dress nice, and I'm not blowing my own horn, but I got a nice vehicle outside. I live in a nice, expensive home. I do. Now, stuff like that, we are not interested in, we do not want to marry a woman like that. You get what I'm saying? We are not looking for women like that. Now, women like that are freaky. That's just for like a hit it, quit it, and move around type thing. But if you think I'm gonna put a ring on a woman's finger who run around with a high body count, think about it. So gentlemen, consider what you're doing, because the women that look the most beautiful can have the most STDs and have the worst type of STDs. Taking little pills to suppress their little STD. No. So this is a warning to my brothers out there, to all men of color, but in particularly my black brothers, because as you see, I'm black. But you know, it's not a racist statement, but it's for all men. We got to do better, my friends, gentlemen, ladies. We have to do better. Like I say these things I love and come across harsh. I don't care. I don't recant anything I say. You can keep on being mad at me all you want. I'm gonna say what's real. And I hope for more of your continued support. And thank you. Have a good one.